There's one. There's two. Keep in mind these all of these bolts have washers on them. So definitely want to make sure you keep track of all your washers, all your bolts. Make sure they go in the same spot. Just like that. There you go. And last but not least, half-inch top.
Spray paint an outline, put it right here. Yeah.
Go ahead and pop these out. See how that popped up there?
Yeah.
You can see that there still is pressure from your rockers. So even though you are on top dead center and your valves are closed, there still is pressure on the push rods and the lifters.
Now, how's that going to affect you on the process of putting it back together? Are you going to have to smash down extra hard, or is it just going to be the bolts themselves taking it down into place?
When you go back together, we're going to go down with these 4 bolts that we're taking out now, and we're going to go evenly.
Okay.
We're going to go evenly down, so you're not going to tighten one side down and then tighten the other. You're going to tighten all 4 down evenly at a time. That's it.
Rock and roll.
Pop her off. We had one more bolt up here.
Right here.
Go ahead and just stick her back in there. As you can see here, I've got 2 bolts on both sides that are lower. So what we're going to do is we're going to work uphill on both cylinders.
Okay.
We're going to start with your lower outside, go to your outside upper, then your lower inside, and then your inside upper.
Okay.
And you're going to go evenly when you disassemble this. If you do take this apart wrong, you can warp the head.
We don't want to do that.
No.
So once again, work uphill on disassembling these torque bolts.
Yes. So give me a little hand on the engine there. Yes, nice and torqued. All right. All right, all these are good and loose, so now there's no pressure on any of these bolts. Go ahead and just take them out.
So now when we're putting the engine back together, and of course you're going to go through this during your assembly, you want to go top to bottom of the hill?
No.
Or still bottom to top?
We're still going to go uphill.
All right, always uphill. All right, so now we have our torque bolts pulled off, loosened off. We went bottom of the hill to top of the hill. What are we going to do now? Just pull the head?
The head pops off.
So we've loosened up all of our torque bolts. We're just going to pull it and pull the head, correct?
Right. That is next. Now you notice, what you're feeling is that you can see the cylinders moving.
Right.
You've got a connection between the head and the cylinder. Sometimes takes a little effort, a little
nudge, little nudge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is water?
Yeah.
This is our rear, so this will sit right here. And also, if you get mixed up on your heads, look.
Rear.
It says rear.
That's for buffoons like me.
Same thing for the front. So now what we're going to do, we'll move up to the front cylinder. I'm going to have you book up some leverage here.
You ready?
Trade me places there. Ready?
Yep.
I'm going to punch you right in the face.
It wouldn't be the first time I got knocked out, so. And that's a story we don't want to talk about today.
Ready? There we go.
Rock and roll. Yeah, that wouldn't be nice at all.
Hear the phone crash when
I want to lay down. All right, we got the head pulled. We're staring at the cylinder. Where do we go here?
Well, we just unloosened the head bolts for this side. We're going to go ahead and pop these bolts out.
All right.
And pop that head off.
Okay.
Because we're not even using the same cylinders anymore.
Right.
Don't even worry about the gaskets or the O-rings or everything.
Throw them away.
And what I need you to do.
See that little white rag deal over there?
You
Yes.
I'm going to start lifting this cylinder off. Now I'm going to get it just to the bottom of the piston here. And what I need you to do is fill in this whole open area.
Okay.
Because if he happens to have a broken ring or anything,
right,
and we pop this off and that ring falls in the case,
we're done. We're done. So once again, go through that one more time. In case he has anything bad going on underneath, you want to jam a rag or a towel immediately.
Before you pull that piston out, get to the bottom of the piston, to the bottom of the jug. That way you got room to play. Stuff this thing in here, man. Make sure there's no way anything can fall in there. And then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. So we'll go ahead and pop this off the rest of the way. And there you go.
Here we go. We have no busted ring at this point, which is good.
And then now we'll do the same thing with the rear here. Go ahead and pop the rest of the cylinder off. And that's it. All right, right now we've got the jugs, we've got the whole top end pulled apart. We've got your little 883 pistons out here showing. We're going to pop these out and make sure his connecting rods are solid and don't have any loose bearings or races or anything going on down there. What we're doing over here is we got a small pin on both sides. You can do this on either side, but since I'm leaving the push rod tubes in, we're obviously going to move from the left side of the motor. Right here's a little pin that we're popping out. It's a little C-clip, sits right inside here. And after that, right there's your connecting pin. Piston pin is also what it's called. After you pop that out, right there's your piston. Slide her back in, one solid piece. What we're going to do here is we're going to take my little punch, my little chisel, whatever you want to call it. It's a little pry tool. Stick it right in a little notch here. It's going to slide right under your ring. Put your thumb in the way because you're going to pop this thing out. It'll poke you in the eye if you don't. Pop that deal out. Just like butter.
Sweet.
Little pin, slide the connector, the piston pin right through to where it's far enough to pop the piston off. And that's it. We're done with all these.
All right, Jay, we've torn down the complete top end. All we have left is the push rod tubes and your lower end.
Yep. These connecting rods, what you're going to want to look for before you go start your assembly is you're going to want to make sure that you don't have any up and down play. You're going to have very little on the rear cylinder, very little side play, very little side play. You don't want any up and down movement.
All right.
Okay? Go ahead and feel that and tell me what you feel.
Well, you have just a tad of side play, like you said.
Yep. But when you
but it's good. It's no up and down movement at all.
Right.
Now your front,
the front is going to be a little bit worse on the side play.
No, it is a little bit more
because of the way that it's set up. That's the nature of the beast.
But you have no up and down.
Any up and down play.
So those are great connecting rods.
Yeah.
then.
So you're set. You're good there.
Now we did have a problem when we pulled this top end.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, we had this come out with our torque bolt. Now, Jay, tell us what this is, why this is so bad that this came out.
Well, this is your cylinder stud here. The bolt has seized on to the stud here.
Right.
This stud, it's a shouldered stud, as you can see. This bolt will go down to that shoulder.
Okay.
As you saw when we were taking it apart, it was very tough. This was the toughest bolt.
Yes, it was.
And it did come loose from the bolt a little bit, but it jammed up. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to replace this stud and replace this bolt.
Okay.
With brand new, so that way you know everything's good.
Okay.
And then install her right in there with a special installer tool. As you can see, it's going to screw right in there, but better safe than sorry. We've already had the motor apart. Why tear it apart again?
Exactly. And folks, please remember, if you do run into any problems like we have here with the stud on Mike's 883 that we're now making a 1200, please do not hesitate. Do not use old parts that are already proven to be bad. Am I right, Jay?
Correct.
Like you said, we've already torn it down once. We don't want to tear this down multiple times. Give us a call. You can pick up these products in our power cart at redbaronchoppers.com. Fix it while we have the ability to fix it. Don't wait until it breaks next week after we've had it together for 2 damn days. Give us a call at redbaronchoppers.com. Check us out online. It's an easy replacement. It should take, what, maybe $15 for this.